Shoppers Drug Mart, a Canadian chain of pharmacies slash drug marts that carry just about anything regarded to personal care. They even have a cosmetic section. They have a postal outlet in most of them. They have a kick-ass section of greeting cards and magazines, which I take advantage of. And even though their locations are plenty and easy to get to, we have, I think, 8 of them here in the city of Barrie. They all suffer from one massive problem, and that is they are all understaffed, horribly understaffed. You can call it chronic understaffing if you'd like. And I've been to all but one locations here in Barrie, as well as others in other cities where I used to either live or pass through. You'd stop in for a prescription, not myself, or just something off the cuff, and you experience the same problems. I don't understand why they are so understaffed in recent years and why this never gets fixed. And you can leave Google reviews and even talk to a supervisor or a manager. This never seems to be something that gets fixed. Case in point, my last few visits to one of the local Shoppers Drug Mart. I have one across the bridge in a plaza that I frequent because it's right there. It's in a plaza with a grocery store, a dollar store, and a bookstore. So I spend a lot of my money in that plaza because it's convenient and because it has everything I need. This is one of the main shoppers that has horrible understaffment. And I was there this morning to get one item. I was picking up coffee on sale from my mother because I said I'd go on Saturday morning just after they open at 8 o'clock to pick up her coffee. She had already given me the money. It's a routine thing I do every few weeks when it's on sale. And you'd think you're walking in there, okay, 8:15, 15 minutes after they've opened on a Saturday. It's Saturday, they'll have a couple cashiers. They do have self-checkouts there at this location. I went in and grabbed the coffee, and there was only one staff member I saw in the whole store. I didn't see anybody in the cosmetics. There's usually someone there greeting people. I went down a couple aisles that were facing the pharmacy. I think I saw one person in the pharmacy. Nobody at the postal booth, and only one cashier. And I'm sorry to say this, but it was an elderly cashier that was hamming it up with an elderly customer, and there were 6 other people in line just standing there shaking their heads going, how are we in a slow-moving line at 8:15 in the morning? And 2 out of the 3 self-checkouts were being heavily used. Luckily for me, a couple of those people left just after I walked up, and I managed to use the self-checkup and go with my one thing. But this is something that happens every day in a Shoppers Drug Mart, no matter what time of day or what day of the week. They're chronically understaffed. I went to the one on Yonge Street a few days ago to get my first jab for the vaccine for the pandemic, and I had booked in specifically an 11 o'clock a.m. on a Thursday appointment. Much to my surprise, there's not many people working in the store, if any, and they overbooked each time, where they're supposed to do one every 5 minutes. So, example, 11:05, 11:10, 11:15, after, of course, my 11 o'clock. And they had 9 people at 11 o'clock. So I had to wait 25 minutes just to get my time to go in and get jabbed before waiting another 15 minutes to let everything take its course and then finally get back to work. In this time standing there was 2 people overloaded at the pharmacy there, overworked. They were nice, but they were completely overworked, not getting any support. And there was the same staff member that I've seen at this Shoppers Drug Mart who, I'm not sure what she does, but she was pushing the same cart with the same box of chips for a shelf over and over in circles. And you might think this as I'm nitpicking, but no, this happens at Shoppers Drug Mart everywhere. I've been to 2 of the quicker ones in town in the South End. Again, only one cashier. Both of these locations don't have the self-checkout. Actually, I think one might have just put them in. But only one cashier, hardly anybody in the store, no one at cosmetics, no one walking around to see if anyone needs help or stocking shelves, and pharmacy people running around like chickens with their head cut off. No offense to anybody in the pharmacy because they're busy with medicinal things, prescriptions, and of course the vaccines now. I can't fault anybody in the pharmacy, but going into any Shoppers Drug Mart nowadays is such a mixed bag because you could go in there for one thing at a slow time of the day, or so you think, and you're not getting out of there quickly. And if you do need help with something, you don't get help. And another example, the postal counters. We have a postal counter at the Shoppers Drug Mart across the bridge from me, and they are so lined up some days at the busiest times of day when you know there's going to be people going in. And this is when a lot of people get off at work. I try not to go to the postal counter then, but that's when they cut down from 2 people at the postal counter to 1. And the lineup is literally 12 to 14 people deep because I counted once snaking through the store. And then at a slow time, they'll have 2 people there not doing much of anything. It's mind-boggling. It's perplexing. I don't understand how they can conduct business like this. I've left a few Google reviews recently on several of the stores in town trying to figure out why this is the way it is. They don't seem very apt to responding or dealing with the problem. I'd like to say I would shop at another drugstore. We do have the chain of Rexall, which is actually a better experience, but they're not as close to me as the Shoppers. And of course, the Shoppers carries PC products, and you get your Optimum points, which is why I go there for my mother and pick her up things and occasionally drop in myself. Is this a problem that's going to be solved? I'm not sure. If you have experienced the same thing in a Shoppers somewhere, please leave some comments below and tell me how your experience was. And also leave a Google review with a 1 or a 2 star and see what happens, because they're not addressing this. I don't know. I don't understand why it's like this. It just is. Anyways, that's enough rambling about this today. Have a great one, everybody.